Everybody, this is Tiger. If you enjoy our stories, why don't you like and subscribe to us? Give us some comments. This one's about my Ford Escape, Mercury Mariner. So if you drive one of these things, you gotta let me know if this has happened to you, right? So right before the girls were born, we needed we needed a vehicle. We found out we were having twins, and so the little Fiat that we had, we thought, yeah, we might have one kid, so the Fiat would be fine. Well, you turn around and, you know, my wife ends up, she's going to have twins, so we got to go out. And this guy had brought down his Mercury Mariner that his parents had passed away, and so brought it from Minnesota. And, I paid $9,000 for it. It was an '07 in 2015 and had like 60,000 miles. It was nice, and for being a car up north, it was actually pretty clean. Wasn't really much rust on it. And these things are known for rusting out. That part is horrible. So go back four years ago, and one of my friends is coming to town, and I was going to take and show her around some stuff because I was getting ready to start up in Nashville, and was looking to hopefully have some, looking down the road, somebody in place to maybe, if things go right, to do some other things in Atlanta. So she gets into town, and I'm coming back. I dropped my girls off, the babysitter. It was in the summer, like I think July, August, and get almost home. I'm at a stoplight. All of a sudden I hear, like, what in the world? And it wouldn't move. It was just horrible. Well, the clutch had went out, or the transmission went out on it. That's what it was, and the torque converter. So I called my guy, and I'm like, Josh, man, what's what? He goes, man, I can replace it, but I'm not gonna fix it. He don't like fixing them, because you need to be a transmission guy. So he says, take it down here to Mr. Transmission, I think is where it was, here in Sharonville. And I'm on the phone with the guy, and he's like, well, I can throw one in for like 2,000, or for 2,500, I'll rebuild it, and you'll get a 1-year warranty and unlimited miles, 1 year. And I was like, well, rather than go buying a vehicle, because everything else was good. So I did. And unfortunately, we went out and rented a car for the week, just, that's how it was. So altogether, we probably spent $3,000 by the time we did a rental car and all this other crap. Well, that was good, but 3 years later, I was dropping the girls off, and the babysitter's slope goes down, and the driveway goes down. Well, I'd put it in reverse, and I just let my foot off the brake to hit the gas, and it rolled forward, which for me, that's a sign of panic. So get it, I hit the brake, I back out, and I come home, and I'm like, man, this is just cringy, right? So I went back, and I'm not sure if I used it that afternoon. I may have used my van or whatever to get the girls. And I took it the next day that I took them to the babysitter. I drove it, and then I just drove down the street to the transmission shop. And I take it in, and he's like, well, we gotta see what's wrong with it. Because it's a transmission. You don't just, tap on it or listen with your stethoscope. So they pulled the transmission out, and a bearing inside had seized, and there was a pin, and this pin shot straight up. Take a break. You gonna go in? All right. If one goes in, both goes in, right? Mm-hmm. Your glasses are all wet and foggy, right? Gratuitous shot of my little twins out here playing in the snow. They love it, and it's one of our best snows in years. So anyway, the guy calls me up and he goes, "Man, whenever you get a call from a repair guy, and it's not like, hey, good news, it was like, well, um, this is the 2 generations before, and he's like, we just can't find it. We can't find a transmission." And what it is they needed the bell housing because the bell housing had cracked with this pin getting shot up through it. And they could get the transmission parts and all that, but they couldn't get the bell housing. So he took a couple days and he found one out of Pennsylvania. He got a good deal on it. I'm not going to lie. They got a good deal on it. And I was distraught, and I don't know if that helped my case or not. But this dude got it together in a couple days, and he calls. When I left, or once he found the part, he says, "Well, we got to get it shipped in, so that's going to be a few days from somewhere in Pennsylvania or something." And they did this thing for $1,100. Now he gave me like 6-month warranty on it or something. It wasn't big. And now it's starting to slip a little in the 50 to 60 mile an hour range. So I'm gonna tell everybody out here, the whole Ford Escape Mercury Mariner deal, don't do them. The guy's telling me that the transmission that they used is actually from like the Mazda 3. So when they said, well, we're going to make this Escape, the smaller SUV from the Ford Explorer, they pulled an undersized transmission up, and he said it's just a horrible design. He said it's not like you can just go upgrade the parts and have it. He said the whole design is bad, and they're literally designed to fail. So before you go buying a Mercury Mariner, if you see mine right there, I'm not going to lie, I've had it the girls are 9, and we got it just before they turned 9. And we've now got 170,000 miles on it. It's got a lot of rust. It's had a lot of other issues, the air conditioner. Now the shocks in the wintertime, it's just like creaking metal. It's the other day, it's when the weather shot down to freezing, all of a sudden my wife's like, "What's that noise?" I'm like, "Well, that's the car. It's cold. It don't like the cold now." So it'll go away when the weather gets warmer. But for right now, when we go over, like, you get these little bumps and stuff in the road, it just the whole thing creaks on you. So, but I've got the V6 in it. It's gotten around 20 miles a gallon overall. We don't, it's a 70 mile an hour thing. We're not speeders, but I tell you, maybe find something else. Go get you a RAV4. I don't know. I'm not an SUV aficionado, but these things, eh, if you're a mechanic and you can rebuild your transmission or go get you another one yourself, and that's a good deal. But otherwise, I wouldn't do it. So thank you.